Higherme project. So this is me trying to explain what I've done, how it started, what I wanted, what I thought I wanted, what happened, did anything change? Was it all for nothing? Big puff of nothing? I just found my same old self, nothing new, nothing mystical, same pains and same struggles. I was afraid of dying. What should I do? What should change? So that I'd be ready to die, that if that's really what's happening, I'd be calm and ready. So I figured I better get enlightened then. I'm so lost with this project. When I finally get myself to sit down, I am reminded, and I feel a bit sheepish. How did I forget again? It really doesn't matter if my art piece is a success or not. We're all gonna die, but I mean this in a hopeful sense. Like, yes, we should remember it. Maybe instead of running away from it, I should embrace it. It evens things out. Who the fuck cares about how many YouTube videos I was able to produce in the end? I'm embodying fully that position just for a glimpse. My feet so firmly in the ground, my legs fully aware, standing actively, all my muscles working. How is this something that my body does so effortlessly normally? And up my back, my stomach, my sweet belly that I find so hard to love, it's still a bit tense. It's because I'm not letting it loose. I'm holding myself together, and there is something satisfying in this feeling of centering, of power emanating from my belly, and how my hands are just kind of hanging out there. And I feel the empty space inside my palms tingling, and then my back, shoulders coming down. The more I try to relax them, the stiffer they feel. This is the journey, but I can finally do one push-up too, and that's pretty exciting as well. I feel insecure about my position as a yoga practitioner. How can I do it respectfully, and what are my responsibilities as a white European woman? I feel like yoga has lots to offer for everyone, but who am I choosing as my teacher? What are my resources? I don't want to disrespect the very idea of yoga, which is so much more than nailing that headstand. It's not about being flexible or strong. The best yoga sessions I've had are the ones where I'm truly present with the breath. And it doesn't look exciting or impressive. It could be just me standing straight but being one with my breath. Maybe just for a few inhales and exhales. And it expands beyond the mat. Meditation was hard when I started it. After over 1 year, it's still hard. I don't know if it makes sense to try to measure my progress. In the beginning, I thought I should aim to lengthen my meditation systematically, but I really didn't have the willpower to do that. I think the most significant difference is that I'm able to sit more still. My body has adapted to the sitting position, and I can finally hold my back straight up without it constantly reminding me of its existence. My legs still get numb after 15 minutes, and I don't know if it's something I should work on or just ignore. My favorite meditations have been those where you just know what's happening, inside you, outside you, with all senses wired up. First I focused on my breathing. Funny how weird breathing becomes when you pay attention to it. It naturally starts to expand and deepen in the beginning. Then at some point it almost vanishes. When I reach my maximum focus, the breath becomes very subtle, almost like a whisper. until I become aware of it and take a big sip of air, my belly expanding and then sinking, the air pushing out of my navel. And this is all just in matter of some minutes. Then there are other bodily sensations. That tiny feeling of discomfort in my right shoulder blade, the knot in my belly, the tightening and relaxation of my jaw, my templates, my forehead smoothing. My legs feeling tingly and then almost disappearing to the numbness. And the thoughts. Things I should be doing, my friends' faces, then suddenly a picture of my childhood home, like the image of the curtains I had in my room. What should I be eating next? Oh, I can feel my stomach crumble, or this or that person, and what I would say to them, what I should be saying, how I would be dancing, and all these scenarios of future, and one by one, I let go. Some of them come back, and I let go again. I put a mental post-it note over them, yellow for thoughts, pink for sensations. But how to reach beyond the limits of explaining this process of just existing? Sometimes I feel like I have no patience anymore, no more time for bullshit. And I can see how ridiculous my struggles are in the grand picture, and my delusion of individual importance. I lose my sight so easily, thinking about this as an artwork. Self-doubt, I have nothing to give and people will see this and think it's all irrelevant, boring, too obvious. Why is this girl forcing us to listen to her complaining how she made this project, then procrastinated everything and failed? I'd like to think that people could relate to my failure. Isn't this what we're all doing here? Attempts to do something in life, find a meaning, feel like there's movement, progress, and in the end, what's left? No one probably cares if I personally fail, but everyone cares about themselves succeeding, whatever that success means to them. Self-improvement and my weird desire to better myself, to develop myself, to grow. It's an ongoing fight in me, this narrative of progress, of individuality, that I should have a personal goal in life. Just find your own meaning, but still constantly comparing to others to their individual journey. I thought I was already critical when I started. I was aware of the problematic self-help culture, how meditation is becoming this tool to improve yourself as a worker, and how you should use it to be less stressed about the work or life, only to still continue on the same track, just more focused and trained. This idea that it's all down to you if you want to better yourself, your life, your living conditions. Not that it would be a systematic problem where poverty is engraved in the program, where just being in a position to have the mental health to start meditating is a luxury, let alone having the financial possibility to take part in yoga classes, meditation retreats, self-help books, and guidance. Just manifest your happiness and wealth will come. Any poor person would know how insulting this idea is. And here I am doing this project, somehow aware of these issues, yet I still didn't understand how deep it goes. How my obsession of tracking my process is part of it. Even my idea of linearity, a timeline where I move from position A to position B. Now I realize I haven't moved anywhere, and maybe that's just where I'm supposed to be. It's weird to see the numbers. They're so concrete, yet I don't know how to interpret them. 112 hours of yoga. Sounds like a lot, but also like nothing. 79 hours of meditation. Is definitely less than I hoped for. But at the same time, it's something. Like, I had these hours. 79 hours of concentration. But it's less than 4 days. It makes me think I could have done it in a week. But that's not the point. 8 days. Feels so insignificant now. Is this all? I had one realization. It came to me uninvited. I was listening to a lecture and we were discussing feelings and emotions being something collective and mutual. And suddenly it hit me. Just this very clear realization that I am not my feelings. That I truly and ironically felt it. That these feelings and emotions that occupy my mind in a non-stopping stream are just really coming and going, but there's nothing inherently me in them. I'm merely experiencing them, and they arise from things happening in me and to me. But they're not me, I am not them. They're without identity. Also, lately, the feeling of love, endless love. It's such a cliche and yet so true. I had my first glimpse of that when I was a teenager. My aunt had bought me this CD of morning and nighttime meditations because she knew I was interested in yoga. There were 4 exercises in each of them. The third exercise was a visualization exercise, and I had done it before, or had I? Anyways, it started by visualizing a forest and a path and that sort of stuff. Nature, grass, leaves, butterflies. Your usual visualization stuff. But then I was asked to visualize a person meeting me, receiving me at the end of the pathway. And first I was even a bit annoyed. Who could this even be? I think I visualized some female character first, but then suddenly it just expanded and this immense feeling of being loved took over me. It was such a strong feeling that it completely freaked me out, because it was so fierce and unconditional. It wasn't love that you deserve or love that you earn. It was just a pure feeling of love, love that didn't really care what was on its way, and yet it was there for all of me. It only lasted for a few seconds because I couldn't handle it and I had to escape it, otherwise I would have gone mad. I have never felt it again, not in that scale. But lately I've had tiny reminders of that love. I did this meditation in May 2021 and I had been feeling very lost and anxious, and all the self-doubt and feeling hurt and stressed and frustrated with people and just wrapping myself in these negative emotions and wearing it as a cape around my hurt ego. And this meditation, it was about visualizing a lotus flower. And I was the flower and the colors were magnificent. Sparkling gold, orange and metallic pink, and swirls of deep blue and green. And suddenly I could feel myself refreshing, cleansing waters going through me, and I realized that I have so much to give. My resources of love are endless, and there's no limit to how much I can give. The love will pour out of me, and it's infinite.